Hi, I'm Abby, and this is Abby Matt Reads. Sorry about me putting my hair up. I haven't washed it in days because I'm filthy and disgusting. I haven't done any videos for about 2 or maybe even 3 weeks. My poor penguin has been ill. And poor penguin. And I've been looking after him. And I haven't minded, but that's not giving me much time to do videos, and even now when I plan to do one today, I did everything at the last minute, so I hope it'll go okay. Okay, let's get on with it. First book I'm going to review is The Insomnia Museum by Laurie Canciani. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I haven't got a physical copy on me because it was a library book, but I really do want to buy my own copy because I love this book. And when I started it, it automatically reminded me of the book Room, in the fact that teenager Anna has no memory of ever leaving the flat she shares with her father. And the windows are boarded up, and all she does is watch The Wizard of Oz over and over again. But this book is so much more than that. Anna's development has been stunted. I know from the blurb she's 17, but she could easily be an infant. For example, she can't read or tell the time. Her father is the only one that leaves the flat. He is a heroin addict and he's mentally ill. He encourages her to smoke and leaves her alone for really long periods of time. We have to but question whether it's his fault that Anna's development is so stunted, or whether it's just his illness and he can't help it. There's also the heartbreaking fact that Anna is constantly having to look after her unconscious father until he suddenly dies, leaving Anna with no choice but to go out and actually face the world for the first time. When I first started reading The Insomnia Museum, I didn't think I was going to like it in the first few pages because of the unusual writing style. But I always believe you should persist with a book, and a few pages later I was hooked, and that's how quickly I loved it. The writing style is truly artistic. Even Anna's stunted dialogue just flows so well. It's like poetry, and it can be hard and gritty at times, but this book doesn't shy away from that. A man called Lucky rescues Anna. He is a brilliant character among brilliant characters. He has his own personal demons, and he is basically obsessed with helping other people, even to his own detriment, and he takes Anna home with him. The book cleverly adapts pace as the story changes. It really does help guide you through the tale. All the characters that Anna meets are raw and honest, and the whole book is raw and honest. It doesn't hide anything or tidy anything up or hide it behind pretense. It's unflinching. Nobody but Anna is given a real name, and I don't think they need one. Their identity is expressed through their dialogue, their wild and outspoken roaming thoughts that are so original. My favourite character is Tick, Lucky's 13-year-old son. He hides behind bravado and bad behaviour, but really I think that he's just as vulnerable as Anna is, and more intelligent than anybody gives him credit for, and he helps show Anna the world outside. You see so much that Anna doesn't, but I still think she's incredibly perceptive. She's also really adaptive to things she's only just seen for the first time. And when Tick befriends her and shows her the ugly side of life, it somehow becomes beautiful because of Anna's interaction with it. This is a brave book full of human emotion, fears and habits that normally we look away from, and I loved it, and I give The Insomnia Museum 5 out of 5 stars. The second book I'm going to review today is The Gloaming by Kirsty Logan. Isn't it pretty? One of the reasons I first looked at it. This story opens with the Ross girls sneaking out of the dead at night to walk into the sea. They are watched by their brother B, who can't speak and uses sign language to communicate. They enter the sea and shout their confessions and let the waves take their sins away. This story is set in this world, but on a magical island where the sea is all powerful. When people face the ends of their lives, they gradually turn to stone. Then they climb to the top of this cliff, where they remain frozen in time forever, looking out onto the sea. The Ross family live on this island in a partially closed mansion that's pink and looks a bit like a castle, and fairy tales are a pervasive theme throughout this book. The mother was a ballerina, the father a boxer, and they gave up their lives to raise these children on this most imaginative island. The book takes a while to get going, but that's only because it takes its time to thoroughly introduce you to the characters and make you care about them so deeply. The Ross family, you get to know everything about them. You know them so personally, their quirks, their superstitions, their childhood stories. It's when you're reading it, it's as if they're in the room with you. One day, Mara wakes up and cannot find her little brother B. He is in the sea and he is drowning. Mara tries to save him, splitting her cheek open in the process that leaves her with a lifelong scar. But she fails and he dies. She leaves his body on the beach to go and get her parents, and when they come back, it's not there. The sea has taken him, just like it takes everything else. The family grieves. Cruelly and sadly, the mother holds on to this false hope that B is still alive because they'd never found a body. Mara, however, finds a good coping mechanism. She discovers a library bus hidden under the snow, and she enters it and begins over the next few months to lose herself in a world of books, which, if you ask me, is a fantastic way to cope with things. Not before long, she meets Pearl, the owner of the library bus, and they become close. Pearl can't be on the island all the time. She's a traveling showgirl doing a mermaid show, and even though it's not going to be the easiest of relationships, Mara still falls in love with her. This is an LGBTQ plus book, which I love because I am part of the community, and it does deal with issues like Mara struggling to come out to her mother. The pace is gentle, almost like the tides of the sea, and the writing style is beautiful. Each emotion is described so perfectly, and even if you're like me, and I don't usually like character-driven books, but I fell in love with this one and the set of characters that are described so vividly. Mara's family dynamics are so relatable even in this magical world. The chapter titles are all Scottish phrases and ballet terms, which is really original, and there's a glossary at the back for you to find out what each one means, which is handy. Even though at the end you find out the identity of the narrator, which is really interesting, I didn't quite like the ending. I thought it was a bit anticlimactic, but the rest of the book was really good, so you can forgive it for that. Anyone who's ever loved and lost can relate to this beautiful book. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you have any opinions on these books, if you've read them, or if you want to ask me questions about them, put them in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please put a thumbs up, and if you're new, please subscribe. It would make the world of difference to me. Was that the right saying? Yeah, I think it is. And you can follow me on Twitter at AbbieMattReads. I also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/AbbieMattReads. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.